Hello, Salem family and friends. We put together this video in order to share with you the information that was presented last Sunday at our Zoom worship service. This service kicked off the start of our capital campaign and mustard seed campaign. Along with the land sale proceeds, both of these are key portions for the financing of our building project. And now, Pastor Paula has a few comments.
A friend of mine told me life interruptions are often God's unexpected opportunities. As we all know, we are in the midst of a major historic interruption of our life. And lots of people, lots of organizations, even a lot of churches, they've been slowing down and tend to keep things as they are or even shrink things down, withdrawing projects that preserve what they have, waiting for the crisis to be over. Well, here at Salem, we chose to go the opposite direction. Here we chose to take this crisis as an opportunity to grow, to plan ahead for future, and also to give generously. We don't want to live in fear, but we chose to live in hope. And we chose to live in a hope that doesn't belong to us, but is given to us from God. So it is like the little parable of the mustard seed. A man got a seed, put it in the ground, and that seed became a plant, and it grew and grew and grew and grew and became the biggest plant of all time. This would happen when we give the little seed that we have in God's hand, and we trust God with that seed, and He grows and become part of His kingdom. You see, when we give the little that we have and we put in God's hands, great things happen, bigger than we can ever imagine. This is what is called the economy of the kingdom. This is the greatest investment strategy, and it's an investment that creates joy and hope and future. This is why it feels so good when you give with your heart, because we were built and created to give. And when I give, I become part of God's biggest plan. And that is create greater joy and makes me part of this economy of the kingdom and part of the larger tree that will be able to support and give love and freshen to many people. So this is the greatest opportunity that we have right now in a time like this, to be part of the economy of God. Give our seeds, our little seeds, to support financially with a capital campaign or with a mortgage or both, the remodeling of our building, so that for years to come, God can make His miracle happen for many more families and many more people, where they will be able to find here help and support and hope. And it will also, for us now, a place where we can welcome others and feel happy and secure. This is huge. I would like to challenge you to give until it feels good. So if you're not sure about how much to give to this campaign, that would be the way that I know. When it feels good, I know that is the right amount. Each of us has a different measurement, and you can find yours. So give your seeds that are necessary to be part of the big tree that Salem is going to become. And please pray about this. Pray and ask God to help you through this decision. I know we can do it, so let's go ahead and give some of our seeds to God and let Him grow in the beautiful tree that Salem is going to be.
Hi, I'm Kermit Boning. I'm a member of the building committee. And next I'm going to present to you the details of the finance campaign for the building project. Our building project is being called Renewal Together. And I'd like to shout out to the building committee, your building committee. This has been a very dedicated group, have spent well over a year, often meeting weekly to pull this all together. And most importantly, this committee has been totally driven by its love for Salem. Salem has long been known for what I like to refer to as the call beyond our walls. And Salem's generosity almost always answers, and our outreach is second to none. And you're all familiar with some of the outreach activities that take place beyond our walls in Salem's generosity. Next, I'd like to talk about the call within our walls. And one of the key points is that our children, youth, and family ministry is being funded for up to 5 years from funds set aside from the land sale. As we talk about the call within our walls, some of the other activities and projects that are taking place are the new electronic sign and a new driveway entrance sign, the new welcome door that is in the plans for our new neighbors, improving our sound and audio and visual systems, a restroom remodel, flooring updates, updating some HVAC systems, just improved space utilization within our walls, and what I like to refer to as our in-reach activities. Besides our outreach activities, we have our in-reach activities, and they include our AA groups and our Compassionate Friends, some of our other activities, along with our Sunday school, all our youth and Bible studies, our adult classes, and all of our ministry teams. So our financing plans, the process that we followed in this whole process is defined by the Book of Discipline. And one of those responsibilities is the committee is to develop a financial plan. In addition, the church conference authorized moving forward with preparing our improvement plans, and that included financing plans. And a poll showed at the church conference that as these plans are being prepared, that a significant majority were open to beginning a capital campaign and or considering a mortgage in order to fully complete the project. Our financing plan is being called Seeds to Fruits. It includes two parts. One is a capital campaign. The other part we're calling our mustard seed campaign for mortgage support. The typical financing plan in the Methodist Church system is a third, and a third. And that refers to that you're basically required to have a third cash in hand for your project. Another third should be raised from a capital campaign, and at the maximum, a third of your project should be financed through a mortgage. Our estimates are that we will be close to 80% cash in hand, and then our targets for capital campaign and mortgage would be in the 5 to 15% range to complete the project. Having 80% of your cash in hand would be an almost unheard of in financing a church building project. Part one is the capital campaign. It has two purposes. One is to support some projects that are not part of the actual remodel contract, but they're important to the finished product. And the second part is to provide some additional funding for the actual remodel project, and by doing so would reduce the size of any mortgage. Now, these commitments will provide a key part of the financing, and they're going to help us develop an overall financing plan because they will indicate the need for and the size of a mortgage. The actual payments would need to occur somewhere in the time frame of November to February. We have a goal beginning at $50,000 and up, and of course, our goal would be to raise as much as possible to help supplement our existing cash in hand. And some of the examples of some potential projects that this capital campaign would help fund would be two primary ones that have been brought to our attention are the window replacements and our audio visual upgrades. And our audiovisual upgrades include the hearing installation of a hearing loop in the sanctuary to help with those with hearing aids and with hearing issues, and some of the other projects that might be financed. And we will be looking at supplementing our financing also with some existing funds. And just to give you an idea, there already is a Windows fund that has almost $3,000 in it. We've had some money given to the church. We have some profits from Quick Trip, and we have some memorial money just as examples of some existing funds that might be used. A little bit about Salem and a mortgage. Our previous mortgage was for $230,000, which would be $325,000 in today's dollars. Monthly payments were made from yearly pledges. These were specifically made for mortgage payments. There was no budget item for mortgage payments. It was a 15 years. We had a balloon payment at the end, and we paid this off with a capital campaign in 2017. The part of the financing campaign that involves a mortgage, we're calling the Mustard Seed Campaign. And here we were looking for commitments to a mustard seed at $2 per week per seed. And of course, we were looking for commitments to multiple seeds, whether it's 5, 10, or 20 seeds. And we have a goal of up to 200 mustard seeds. 100% of this would be going to meeting mortgage payments and extra for reducing the principal. Payable however, weekly, monthly, yearly lump sum. And all of our mustard seeds combined are going to grow into a blessing of fruit. This whole renewal project and our specifically financing campaign, we are going to be looking at how we can fund a project as a whole. We're not going to try to designate specific contributions to specific projects, and hopefully you will see how we can grow together and become renewed.
Okay, here we go. We're going to start on a journey, but we're going back to 1861, which was the beginning of a small group of congregation who decided that Wisconsin was a place they wanted to settle, and they ended up out in the open air. Pretty soon they thought, well, we have to have a place to meet together so we can make plans and get this going. So here we are up here, this little building up here, housed our first congregations, or maybe a building even before that. They were content there, but they needed more space. They didn't have enough room to get all those people in there. So what do? Okay, we go to God and we say, we need your help. He says, okay, what's your idea? Told him what we wanted, and then he said, well, think about it, pray about it, make it happen. Got committees started, and it goes on and on as we have come up to today. Let's keep going and keep this project going and getting everybody behind us to do it, and those who want can do it, and those who don't, they don't have to. But we're going on. So here we are. We've reached our goal. We have a goal to go on again, and we're ready to say many prayers. We need those prayers. We need God's listening ear. We have to hear his answer. You may have to listen very quietly, but he does give an answer. And we hope that we'll all be pleased at the progress that we hope to see in our future. Thanks be to God. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Mary Jo Martin. My daughter Katie and I have joined Salem a little over a year ago. We decided to join because of the warm and welcome friendly congregation. That has been proven over the past week when my husband had emergency surgery, and everyone has stepped up and offered prayers. So thank you. Katie felt comfortable right away and blessed to continue her musical talents with the church. She shares her flute, she's helped develop the children's bell choir, she's played bongos, and she even bought a recorder to join the choir. Katie even jumped in and played piano at one time when she hadn't played for many years. I quickly felt the calling to become a Sunday school teacher again after 10 years of not teaching Sunday school. I've been blessed to meet and work with a small group of children and youth here at Salem. I have enjoyed getting to know each and every one. With the pandemic as my role as youth, children, family coordinator, had me rely on my faith to help change my organization skills as we went from in-person to virtual learning. This was a big step for me. But my goals for Salem have not changed. Like the mustard seed of our service, the church supports and nourishes children and youth as well as for each of us. I hope to continue this as we move forward. I have to keep reminding myself, even though I'm running Sunday school program, not as I'm accustomed to, but virtually, that I can still make a difference. As in my own personal life as a mother, wife, and a public school teacher, I have to rely on my faith to get me through all the changes. I'm very excited for the new changes in the building that we are expanding to update our program. When I took this position in January, I was thinking about our new neighbors, new perspective, and what an amazing outreach program to have our youth and children to work with the residents and their families. I believe expansion of our program will grow through our new neighbors and with the renovation of the building. Creating an inviting environment to help nurture our Sunday school program grow, like the mustard seed, I believe change will help our program grow into a sturdy tree. In the past few weeks, I've heard from my coworkers, families I work with, and even my principal at my school. We are all traveling down a path that hasn't been seen before. Which reminds me of the poem by Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. The last two lines state, I took the one less traveled by and has made all the difference. I have to pray all this change that we are going through will create a positive outcome.
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to make sure and check how everybody's best year ever is coming, the BYE. I wanted to thank Salem's family for me to share my faith with you. Salem is embarking in one of their largest projects since I've been involved with the church. We're now entering our capital campaign. Each of us are going to be asked for a pledge for the capital campaign. And I'm going to share my journey to arriving at my number. In Proverbs 3:19, honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. So honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of your crops. And in Psalms 37:4, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. And I believe donating to the church is a method of showing that we trust God with our lives and our finances. We know that's what keeps the church open, and our capital campaign is to achieve our building project. Donating for me starts with my heart, then of course money. In living with that attitude, we are blessed, and we could also be a blessing. Donating means that we're obedient to God, and God will provide. I have been feeling God had been talking to me about a couple of things that wasn't necessarily in line. So it's timely that this arrives at the capital campaign, because I'm going to rearrange my budget and eliminate those items and use that for my capital campaign. and I in turn will be more in line with God. I have prayed and I've committed my number to God, and I've aligned my budget to achieve this goal. I pray you spend some time thinking of your capital campaign number and that it works for you and your family. I want to leave you with one last verse, and that's Philippians 4:13. I can do everything through him who gives me strength. Amen.
Well, first of all, most of you knew that Sandra was from a small town. And the reason we really came to Salem at the beginning was the fact that it had a small town feeling. Reverend Reichert and his wife, retired at the time, came to our house to meet the kids and find out what was going on in their lives. And it was something that we hadn't seen at other churches in Waukesha. We don't have to lose that by remodeling the church. We can keep that. In fact, we can attract the newer generation, the people, the young people, the people that are using technology today. Many of the people that we talk about, these families, these young families, they don't even know how to operate a rotary phone. I mean, we're antiques in terms of technology. So what we really need to do is include those people. One of the things that I thought was interesting was the TV monitors and allowing people to be able to see what's going on at the altar, even if they can't actually see it in the line of sight. And I think that would attract the younger generation. They want to be involved. They want to be welcomed. They want to be a part of what's going on. And many of those changes, I think, will actually invite and be more inclusive. And last but not least, as far as I know, interest rates and money has never been as cheap as it is now. It's at a record low. So in terms of that, we're at a point where it's to our benefit to jump on.
Salem's been a part of my life for the past 40 years. When I grew up, I remember Sunday school being packed, summer Bible camp, and all the different youth-based events. I want this for my family, for my children. We need to update the building so that we can pass it on to the next generation. When I was growing up in the church, we remodeled the sanctuary to bring in more light into the building, make it more inviting. We created a more inviting Northex. Now it's time to address the rest of the building. We should take advantage of the times we have now with all the issues going on. We can't attend church, so we should probably go forward and remodel it at this time. That way, when we eventually can get back to church, we can have a nice fresh start in a nice new building and move forward with a nice, open, positive future for us.
I think it will add more people to our church if we add a few more things to it. I think it will add more people to our church if we add a few more things to our church. Like, one thing we could add is like a good space to do Sunday school. And that's it.
What do you want to add to the church, Bud?
We can add kids outside of the church so we can get more people. Oh, cool. And more kids.
He wants to add a swing set and slide in the playground for kids.
Well, no, it's already there. We can use it. It was.
In closing, thank you for your time to view this video. We hope that you are as excited as the building team is to start on this leg of the journey. In the near future, you will have 2 opportunities to ask questions concerning the campaigns. One will be via Zoom, and one meeting will be in person. More information regarding time and dates will follow. And be on the lookout for a surprise gift that will be delivered the first week of October. You will also be receiving a commitment card in the mail to fill out and return to Salem on October 18th, our Renewal Sunday. This will be the closing of our campaign. Weather permitting, we plan to hold a special event in the church parking lot to celebrate and consecrate the commitment cards. Salem is the pillar of hope for so many. We are hopeful our vision will better serve Salem in the future. Thank you, and God's blessing to you all.